Here we have the second verse of the 10th chapter of the Gospel of John, continuing a conversation that actually was connected to the events of the preceding chapter, in which Jesus, with the religious leaders, is driving home the point that there are some who see that become blind as a result of his ministry. And it seems that extending that now, he begins to use the metaphor of the sheep and the sheepfold and the shepherd and so on. So he's indicated that there's two ways for people to enter into the position of being a shepherd of the sheep. One is to walk through the legitimate door and thereby be the proper and appropriate shepherd of the sheep. And of course there are robbers and thieves who might climb up over the wall and try to make a surreptitious entrance and try to come in for illegitimate means. And so he's made that distinction in verse 1, and we continue now. Ho, the definite article, masculine singular nominative, used here idiomatically, of course, with the participle, eserkomenos. This is from eserkomai, means I go in. This is the masculine singular nominative participle. And so it's rendered literally the going in or the entering one, the one who enters, the postpositive soft conjunction here, but the one who enters. And then dia preposition, taking here the genitive article here, diates thuros, saw this word in the preceding verse. It can mean a gate or a door. Either one, it's a feminine noun, and so it's in the genitive here. So the one who enters through the door, that is, enters legitimately, poimen, this is the standard New Testament word for shepherd. It can mean both a shepherd, it can also mean a pastor, it can mean someone in a shepherding role, so it can be used both literally and metaphorically. Here, the one who enters through the door, shepherd, esten. This is the third person singular, present active indicative of a me, I am, so shepherd he is. We see that the accent does not change because, of course, esten is an enclitic verb. So a shepherd he is, tone, the genitive plural, article probaton of the sheep, the word for sheep, also in the genitive plural. So the one who enters legitimately. Jesus isn't necessarily at this point mentioning himself, but he's simply saying that there's two kinds of shepherds. There's those who exercise their position in a legitimate way. They are true shepherds. They do the right thing by way of their flock, and there are those who do so in an illegitimate way. And of course, Jesus has made it clear in no uncertain terms that those who held themselves out, as it were, as shepherds of God's people in the first century were largely illegitimate. They were entering by something other than the true door, and so Jesus condemns them again and again and pronounces judgment upon them for doing that very thing.